they must be silent. Rebuke them sharply, that they may be sound in the faith. It is Friday, the 24th day of March, 2023. Clive Walsh here, encouraging you to join me for the reading of our devotional thought for today. And I'm reading from the devotional book, Truth for Life by Pastor Alistair Begg. And if you are unfamiliar with Alistair Begg, he's the senior pastor of Parkside Church in Cleveland, Ohio, and the Bible teacher at Truth for Life, which is heard on the radio and online around the world. And we're really blessed and fortunate to have him right here on Lighthouse Christian Radio, FM 101.3 at 6 a.m. as well as 6 p.m. every Monday through Friday. Today's devotional thought is entitled, How to Deal with False Teachers. Once again, how to deal with false teachers. And our verses today, Titus chapter 1, verse 11 and 13, and it reads, They must be silent. Rebuke them sharply, that they may be sound in the faith. That's Titus chapter 1, verse 11 and verse 13. Pastor Alistair Begg writes, When a building is on fire, what is needed is not only an alarm that alerts everyone to the danger, but a means of dousing the flames. In his letter to Titus, Paul didn't only raise the alarm about those who would harm the members of the congregation with dangerous teaching, he also provided instructions for how to put the fire out. Paul's instructions are not mild-mannered. First he said, they must be silent. The word silent should be translated muzzled. If a dog barks and bites people all of the time, there's a clear solution. That is what Paul is instructing Titus to do with these teachers, in no uncertain terms. Muzzle them. He also tells Titus to rebuke them sharply. He's not pulling his punches. When we hear this passage with the ears of an outsider, we may understand why someone might say, well, I don't know much about Paul, but he sounds like a mean guy. There's a level of intolerance here that I don't really like. He sounds very judgmental. Indeed, some may hear Paul's teaching and reject the truth of the gospel on the strength of its offensiveness, unless we translate Paul's meaning for them. For it is the seriousness of the situation that explains the direction of his speech. Paul's intolerance is similar to the cancer specialist's intolerance of the cancer that he or she sees to eradicate from a patient's body. The problem must be dealt with vigorously so that health might be restored. There's nothing remotely unkind about this kind of focused, principled opposition. Paul is saying, we can't allow this disease to spread to the congregation, for it can be spiritually fatal. God looks for those who will fall down at the feet of His Son and say, all that I could ever do is love you in response to the majestic nature of your love for me, which has been revealed in your cross. The people in Crete were in danger of losing that application. Whether it's in Crete, Cape Town, or Cleveland, false teachers must be responded to graciously, firmly, immediately, and compassionately so that God's people will be protected from error. Churches must not give a platform to teaching which denies the gospel, and Christians must not give their ear to it. In the Bible, even those commands that appear harsh and intolerant are motivated by God's love for His children and His desire to protect us from harm. He wants us to continue to live in wonder of His love, and as we do, He wants us to be sure to guard our hearts and our churches. Great instructions indeed from the Apostle Paul, how to deal with false prophets. The answer, they must be silent. Rebuke them sharply, that they may be sound in the faith. And that's Titus chapter 1, verses 11 and 13. And for those of you reading through the Word in a year, your assignment today is Proverbs chapter 6 and 7, as well as 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verses 29 through 58. Clive Walsh here. May the Lord richly bless you.